I'm going to talk about, should you go to college, or is college pretty much a scam? And I'm just going to base it off of my previous experiences, my own personal life, and if I had to do it all again, what would I do differently? So I can say that in my experience, I got a business degree, and with a business degree, it's pretty much, college is pretty much a scam. It's not a scam, but it's a useless degree. Like when you come out of college, it's basically useless if you have a business degree. There's only specifically skilled degrees that you can get that you actually do need in order to get a better job or even get a job in the first place. Such as if you're going to medical school, if you're going to be a doctor, certain jobs like that that have a specific skill set that you need and a specific education that you need in order to get your license. Maybe whether that's a license or just you need that degree to be qualified to have the job. So the majority of jobs out there are not these specifically skilled jobs though. That's the thing. And what I did was I basically went for my business degree, which is you don't need a degree, is what I learned to even get a job. And what I've gone through, like with a 9 to 5 and everything like that, is that it's pretty much you just, whoever, it's not about your degree that's going to get you your position at your job in the company or whatever you're doing. It's pretty much, it comes down to maybe who you know, or it comes to just you getting your foot in the door and you building yourself up. Things like that. It's pretty much, they look at your characteristics rather than your accolades for most of the jobs. So like a degree can help. I'm not gonna lie, it can help you a little bit, but there's people that have no college degree at all, not even step foot in a college campus, and they're getting better jobs than people with for like a bachelor degree, which is basically proves in this day and age you don't really need a degree to do anything. And even with a degree, what I'm going to explain later on is even with a degree, that still doesn't guarantee that you're going to make more money. So somebody can start a business and make way more money than somebody that has a degree and they're working for a company in a 9 to 5. So yeah, for getting jobs like that, it's pretty much useless. I could have did no college and came out and got the same job that I was doing. I could have came out and got my same 9 to 5 without a degree. All they look at is pretty much characteristics and like your skill sets that you have. And since I played college sports, a lot of a couple of companies that I work for, they basically looked at that. They didn't care about that I had a business degree or this and that, which, I mean, it might have helped a little, but when they saw like my skill set that I had, when they saw that I worked with a team, I knew how to work with others and be a leader on a team, that's what they want to look for. So they see that, and then it might help you they look at your personality, and they listen to your interviews, and if you seem like you're a very competent person, then your degree can help boost that after the fact, but that's not what's going to get you the job. So one thing that I will say it is important to go to college for is if you're in like a sport. So I was in a sport. If I wasn't in a sport, I would pretty much say it was useless for me to go to college. But the fact that I was playing a sport made it even worthwhile to actually go to college for 4 years. Instead of, if I didn't play a sport, it'd be useless for me to go in and try to get a degree that's only going to make me I'm wasting my time getting a degree when I could be figuring out other ways on the internet to make more money. In this day and age, you can make way more money online than you can going and getting spending 4 years. First of all, that's 4 years where if you don't have a scholarship, you have to pay. And if you're at like a big university, you're paying like $30K to like $50K per year just to go to school. And then that's 4 years on top of that just to get your degree. And after that, you come out, you're in debt, and you are not guaranteed a job right away. So it's like a useless, it's this system that everybody's stuck in, that it's basically, it worked back in the day to go in for like our parents and grandparents that worked to go in for them to get a degree, come out and they get a job, because these companies were looking for people that were more skilled in getting a degree. But nowadays it's like a lot more people are going to college, and it's just basically in the workforce now, it's basically degree is just useless. Like people with degrees aren't as useful as people. I mean, yeah, people with degrees aren't even as useful as people that didn't even step foot in college, or maybe not even finish high school. But this person that didn't finish high school has a way better work ethic. It comes down to like your work ethic, basically like your IQ, and just you being able to be competent. It's not about, there's a lot of idiots that go to college and get a degree and you're still dumb. Like you can pass college classes, but do you have any like type of sense to work for a business, or do you have any sense to work like to make money? It's different type of like level of, I mean, like it's different type of levels of being competent. It's one person is skilled at, they're smart, like book smart, and then this person knows how to make money. It's a lot different. So that's came to light in this day and age, because there's plenty of people out there just starting a business and they don't have any type of like book smarts, but as long as they know how to make money and they know how to like grind their way up and hustle that money, figure out a system for them, those are the people that make way more money than somebody that went to college and spent 4 years of their life and spent all that money on, and now they come out with student loans and stuff like that, where you have to repay that. You have a bunch of debt now that you have to repay. So yeah, going back to my point, athletics is a major key that I think if you have a chance to go play college athletics, you should definitely take that. And that's also going to propel you through college because it pays for it. Most of the time you're going to get a scholarship if you're good enough, and it's going to pay for that experience for you to go through those 4 years of college. And then it's going to fund you to be able to go to school and do sports. So in sports, you're learning these skills to how to work with others and how to basically go through like hardships and like struggles, because you're constantly in a battle with yourself, with your team, with like your coach, stuff like that. You go to war with your team and your coach because you're battling other teams. So, and first of all, you have to build yourself up to be able to compete with your teammates, to put yourself in the position that you can even be that person that's actually like getting to play, getting time on the field, on the court, whatever, so that you can go help your team win games. And it's not easy to do. And that's why I think it's like, should be not necessary, because not everybody's going to be able to go play in college. But if you have the ability to do so, I would say 100% do it, because you get to learn things in school as well as you get to learn how to work. You get to build these skills that basically build your character up as a person, and they help you later in life. These skills are going to help you a lot more than a degree would. When you get these skills, you keep them for life, and it just builds something in you. It builds a toughness so that if you do want to make a bunch of money when you get out, like it's going to help you have that type of grind that you know you're never going to quit to get that. And so that's my thing with like athletes going to college and playing sports, is I think I would do that 100%. If I had to go back, I'd do that easily. So now what I want to get into is would I basically use it if I didn't have like an athletics degree? Would I go to college? And the answer to that is no, because what I would have done is I would have started my agency, or I would have found some way to start making money online when I was like right out of high school. So when I was like 18 or like 19, maybe like the next year or whatever, like as soon as I got out of high school, I would have started grinding away. If I could tell my younger self right now, go back in time and tell them like, hey, you need to do this and just keep building it up. By the time so let's say I went from 18, if I was grinding, let's say I was making videos for 10 years, and let's say I was 28, by the time I'm 28, I'm gonna have a huge following on YouTube, on Instagram. Everything I've done, I'm just gonna have a huge following. And if I'm running my agency at the same time for 10 years, literally, first of all, I would have hopped on the agency train way sooner, and I'd probably be making way more a lot more. I'd probably be like one of the founders of it, of the space, like in terms of running ads and stuff like that on social media. So I would definitely tell myself to just start that or find another way. I probably wouldn't have started that at that point in time. I would have found another way, and I would have just grinded at that. Just find one thing and stick to it for years is what I would have told myself. And then by the time I'm in my late 20s, then I'm going to be like set for life pretty much, because I have the principles and I have basically the skill set. So if I lose that money, I'm always going to be able to build that back up. And I'm going to have the money in my bank account at that point in time, just from grinding all those years. I'm going to have so much built up that basically by the time I'm in my late 20s, mid 20s, I don't ever have to work a 9 to 5 again. So I would say definitely if you don't play a sport or anything like that, and you're not going for a specific like job position, such as like that you need a schooling, such as like doctors or stuff like that, I would say you need to find a skill online. You need to build an agency or do whatever. It doesn't have to be an agency. It can be whatever way that you find out you can make money online. I would say start grinding that right away and documenting that journey. Because when you start documenting that journey, by the time you grind for 5-10 years, when you look up, you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you might have 10,000 followers here and there on social media. Like you literally built yourself up just by staying consistent. Start a little bit of content when I'm 18, and by the time I get to 28, 10 years later, I'm gonna have basically a system in place that can never be broken. Once I have these followers, I have a following, and I'm never gonna lose that. Everything I built up is gonna stay there for me forever. Plus I have all these skills that I built up over time, so I'm never gonna be short on money. I'm always gonna have the money that I wanna make, and I'm gonna know how to scale my business and my agency at that point in time. So if you should go, what I said about should you go to college or is it a scam? I don't think it's a scam completely, but it is like a way that they put it in our heads that it's something that we have to do. It kind of is a scam if you think about it. I mean, you can learn. I'm not saying that you're not going to learn anything from school. Like I learned a lot of things, but in terms of business, from my business degree, I've learned more from people who have actually been in the business in their business, and they teach you a lot more stuff that's going to help you build wealth than like a professor teaching you a business class. You don't really learn anything about business, and everything that they teach you is pretty much what they were teaching that they've been teaching for the beginning of whenever they started the curriculum. So it could be curriculum from the 70s that they're still using in 2024, which is basically useless to you in 2024. They don't teach you I took marketing classes, and they don't teach you how to build your agency. They don't teach you how you can do this to make money quickly. They don't teach you how you can do this to make infinite money. They teach you how to do basic marketing that's going to get you a job going to put you in a 9 to 5, and you're going to be making like a salary that's set at like minimum wage pretty much for the rest of your life. Not for the rest of your life, but you're going to start out at that minimum wage, and then you're only going to be able to build yourself up a couple extra dollars per hour every year, if that, every couple years maybe. And by the time you're done, you went from minimum wage, let's say you started at like 45K, and by the time you're ready to retire, you might get to like 55K. The majority of people don't ever grow once they get that degree, and you go into a 9 to 5. You don't really have the ability to grow like that. So starting your own business, especially starting an online business where you don't need anything to start with, you don't need to have a bunch of expenses and stuff like that to start. You don't need a location, nothing like that. All you need is a computer, an email, a phone, simple things like that, and you can bring in millions of dollars every single year. So that's my thing. I can go off even more on that, but we'll save that for another time. So that's my opinion on if you should go to college or not, and if college is even useful. And that's what I'd do if I had to go back and tell myself. So we eliminate the athletics out of it. We eliminate basketball. I go back and I tell myself I wouldn't go to college. I'd build a skill up right away and just grow from that skill. Keep staying consistent every single day with that. And by the time you look up, you're one of the best at your craft. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. If you want more help or you want any information, I drop a bunch of different reels and stuff like that can help you out. And if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and DM me. If you need anything, I'll be happy to have a one-on-one talk with you guys. And yeah, that's all I have to say.